Today's video is sponsored by Simplisafe. So welcome back everyone, Mike here. I have done everything I could to convince myself that I could save this tree right here, but it's just not going to happen. This is a Chinese chestnut. It's not an American chestnut, Chinese chestnut, and it's just in the way. Plus these limbs here are going to be hanging over top of the swimming pool, and I need to get a road in here. Our big tank will be coming this week, so I need to dig the hole for that. I'll show you the whole layout here maybe later on in this video, and you will understand why this tree has to come down. I cut the first two stems with a chainsaw, and then this one here, it's pretty squirrely. It's leaning right towards the building and this way, and then the top's kind of leaning a little bit away from the building. So I just made a face cut and a little back cut, not real deep. I'm going to try to just push it over and it'll break off. It may even barber chair a little bit, but I feel more comfortable in a machine on a tree like this personally than I do with the saw. This thing could do anything it wanted, but with this I can make it go where I want it to go. Yep, it's going to break right off. That's perfect. Easy peasy. right, so Melissa's over there at the house right now doing a live stream with Hannah, Eva, Hunter, and our future son-in-law, Tyler. But I got this chestnut here pretty well cleaned up. I'm going to have to put the rake on the BXO. There was a lot of dead limbs and they just kind of shatter when they hit the ground. But I'm going to start digging this stump here in a second.
And I wonder what's gonna come of me. I see a dark cloud rising and I wonder what's gonna come of me. And now when I die, won't you please remember me?
So yesterday I took down this chestnut tree. It's not something that I wanted to do, it was something that I had to do. As a matter of fact, I spent the last couple weeks trying to convince myself that I could leave it, but it just wasn't possible. I measured some things up yesterday and there's just not enough room here for what I need to do. You know, I'm gonna have a driveway coming around behind the building. I'm gonna have a big cistern tank right here. It's huge. Swimming pool right there. And the big thing is, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this rolls off quite a bit down this way. After I dig this big hole, I'll be able to use a lot of that fill, kind of fill this in a little bit, keep this flat, not completely flat. You know, it'll slope away from the building some. And then I'll have my driveway coming down that way, right where that tree was. And by the way, that is a Chinese chestnut. If it was an American chestnut, which they all died a long time ago, I'd probably move the building to save the tree. But Chinese chestnut, and we've got 1, 2, I think there's 5 right in this little patch here between us and the neighbor's garage. And by the way, our property line is 10 feet from their garage over there. And actually the corner of their shed, I think, is on our property. We don't care anything, but so I could even kind of clean that out a little bit right there. Maybe plant some pine trees, but give those remaining chestnut trees a little bit more room, but that'll be down the road. So I mentioned earlier that today's video was sponsored by Simplisafe, and I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. They make a great product and they've been a fantastic partner to our channel, and it is very much appreciated. If you're not familiar with Simplisafe, it's a customizable, very easy to use security system for your home. There's no contracts, no hidden fees, nothing like that, and it works flawlessly. We've had our system now for about 2 years. We use it all the time when we leave the house, and even sometimes when we're here on the property, just not near the house. You know, many times I'm out in the woods cutting firewood or down at the sawmill or maybe down at my mom's place. There's nobody up at the house. I simply pull out my phone, hit that app, and I can arm the system. Something else I really like about it was the installation process was a breeze. I'm not into that kind of stuff. Not real techy when it comes to things like that, but I had the whole system up and running in a single evening, no problems at all. As a matter of fact, once we get this building done, we'll do a complete video because I'm going to be using Simplisafe in here as well. But anyway, if you want more information, there will be a link in the description, and check it out. So the big water tank, the cistern tank, it's done. They built it last week. He sent me a picture of it. It holds 4,000 gallons and it's made of concrete. So I'm curious. I would like to see what you guys think that thing weighs. So let me know in the comments. Holds 4,000 gallons and it's a concrete tank. And by the way, there's 1,500 pounds of rebar in it. So let me know in the comments how much you think it weighs. And then later on this week, you'll see us putting it in a big hole in the ground here. So the yard is really starting to green up. We had a bunch of rain last night. It's looking kind of ratty. I could get away for a couple more days, but I think I'm going to mow this section here and the one down below. I like to cut it relatively early just to make sure the mower, string trimmer, everything's ready to go. You'd hate to wait till it's really needs cut and find out you had a problem from leaving your stuff sit all winter. By the way, the string trimmer started on the 3rd pull this year. Last year, it started on the 1st pull, but it's a Stihl FS91R. It's got the same gas in it from last year. That's why I use that ethanol-free gas. I don't have to fool with it. This thing has been sitting for months. Fires right up, go right to work. Exmark Lazer Z S series. It's kind of all dusty and dirty right now from sitting all winter. But it cuts fast. All right, next thing on the agenda, I'm going to clean this area up right here. This is where the swimming pool is going to go. But I still have topsoil here. I've got fill sand dumped on it, sawdust. I want to get rid of all this, pile it up, and then I'll load it out and take it down below. Because when I dig for that big tank, I'm going to have dirt everywhere, and I don't want to mix it up with this stuff here. This all has to be removed. I'll use the excavator and this 4-foot grading bucket and just pull this all down into a pile real quick, and then use the MX-5400 to get rid of it. My dump trailer has some firewood in it, or I would use it, but we'll see how much we make. I may have to do that. All right, I'm not sure how much topsoil's in here. Probably at least 3 or 4 inches, but I'm not sure. When it comes to dirt, I like my dirt like I like my dinner. I don't like things all mixed up. That's why I want to get rid of this sand and topsoil and not mix it in with the good stuff. Good fill. Thumb out of the way a little bit there. It's starting to cloud up some. I'm not sure if it's going to rain again or not. That rain last night actually worked out pretty good. I had all that, I've got that food plot seeded. I seeded in front of the building. So we need a little bit of rain. Usually this time of year I'm begging for it to stop, but not this year. It's it's been dry, really dry. Now, like what I'm doing here, I could do with the tractor. It's just a little quicker with this, and I can get right where I want to get. Plus, you can see everything you're doing. You know, I'm looking right at the cutting edge on that bucket. You can see really well what you're doing. Oh, I wanted to mention, Eva put a request in the other day in a live stream that she's collecting license plates for her bedroom, and people have been sending them to her, which is fantastic. And we got to talking. Once this building's done, we're going to pick a wall in there and we'll put all the license plates in there. So if anybody wants to send a license plate, we would greatly appreciate it. You know, an old one, don't take the one off your car and send in, but like an old one, send it to our P.O. box. It's in the description, but it's Outdoors with the Morgans, P.O. Box 2140, Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania 16066. And when you do that, take a Sharpie and write on the back of the plate your name and your state. I mean, I know the state's probably the same as the license plate, or the city, whatever you want, but that would be pretty cool. Nice conversation piece. Someday we'll have a video where we're looking at license plates and seeing where everybody's from. Just gonna get rid of a little of this. Yeah, so license plates, if you don't mind. So I got to looking. This is actually pretty decent dirt, you know, topsoil. I was going to haul it down below, but I found a spot right over here I can get rid of it. By my side. And next time I hobo, gonna have my woman by my side. And if you make it to St. Louis, folks, stop by on the other side. I see a dark cloud rising now. What's gonna come of me? You look very springtime-ish.
This is my dress I wore to church. Just left it on today. But hey, go check out my most recent video on Morgan's Off the Leash. You'll love it. It's very entertaining. People seem to be enjoying it, and I'd appreciate if you check it out. Go ahead and subscribe. And
I'll put it up above.
okay, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, that's better. And then that dirt, I took it right over here. And the way I see it, right where the yard rolls off over there into the weeds, I'll level that off. That'll be a little additional seating for the fireworks display this year. But anyway, I hated to see this chestnut go, but it just had to happen. Before I wrap this video up, I want to thank Simplisafe for sponsoring today's video. And remember, in the description below, there will be a link if you want more information. And I think that's about it, but there's going to be a lot of things happening here in the near future. I appreciate you all being here. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.